Tyquan Thornton shines in a Chiefs ugly win in New York, 22-9. Let's talk about that. Woohoo! Chiefs Kingdom. We're in the dub column. It might have been the ugliest thing I've ever seen for at least a half of football, but we are in the win column. Mike, how are we feeling after that one?
Well, I'm just happy we got a win. I mean, at this point, this team just needs a win. We need something to build off of. I thought our offense started to look better late, and I thought our defense looked decent the entire night. So, I mean, I'm not too worried with it. I mean, we held Russ to 160 yards, picked him off twice. Scadaboo only got 60 yards rushing. I mean, there was a lot of positives there. The Chiefs just didn't look super polished, I guess you could say, and a lot of that was just the same old same. Jawan Taylor killed 2 drives in a row right off the bat in the first half. So, I mean, they just got to fix these little small things and get it together. Other than that, a win's a win, man.
For sure. We're going to dive into it, but we got a 20 bomb from Metal Rocker here. Says, here's $20 for that ugly win.
The ugly win, baby.
Man, it was hideous. Let's see what else he had to say. He said, I think that Thornton is going to be here long term. Also with the fact that they got Smith more involved. Do we see him more next week? Do you still see KC trade for a running back? All right, so that's a loaded question, Metal Rocker. But let's say this. So in the pregame, if you were here for our pregame, I said that they've got to take some shots to Tyquan Thornton, right? We talked about that. Said he'd probably hit for a touchdown. Almost did. He dropped it there, and they, got it the next play. But also said Kareem Hunt was going to get a touchdown. Also said Butker was going to kick a couple of field goals. I mean, we were pretty close to.
Yeah, we didn't say Butker's going to miss every other
right.
kick.
Well,
what is his deal?
We were pretty close to almost outlining this entire game, if you really think about it. It's just we could have never imagined in our wildest dreams that they were going to look like such shit while doing it. It was probably one of the worst things I've ever seen in the first half. Both teams. It was just abysmal, terrible football. It was tough to watch. Appreciate the 20 bomb, my man. But yes, it was pretty freaking ugly. Slug with a 2 says finally a win. Beer in one hand, bowl in the other. Let's go, Slug. Do what you got to do. You probably should have started that in the first half. Honestly, I considered picking it all up in the first half. I don't drink, but I'm going to get drunk right now because I don't even want to watch this football game anymore. Donna with the 5 bomb says my 2 major concerns from this game tonight was the flags and Butker. Appreciate the 5, Donna. Well, let's just kind of break all of that down real quick, Mike. So obviously the first half, abysmal football. Defense, fine. I'm fine with the defense. I think Spags kind of had that under his thumb. I thought they looked pretty good. There was a couple of shaky things here and there, but I mean, overall, what more could you ask for? They held them to a couple of, one touchdown? Was that what it was? They couldn't kick a field goal. But the offense is awful, bro. There's no other way to put it. There's no other way to sugarcoat it. That offense sucks. And is it the players? I don't think so, because when they let loose and just start slinging the ball around, it seems like things happen, but the play calling is atrocious. I know this is our first dub, and I get it. Things are going to get better. The offense is going to get better, because let's put it this way. Tyquan Thornton, Xavier Worthy, and Rashee Rice all on the football field, that's going to be nasty. That's going to suck for some defenses. But this play calling is so bad. Yeah. And Isaiah Pacheco, I don't understand. I thought he looked lost a couple times out there.
He did. He turned around wrong on one of the little
I don't even know what he's doing.
Screen pass thing, and then he almost flips the ball out.
There's
to the
a
other
lot.
Team.
There's a lot to be concerned about in a win. Extremely happy about the win. Like we said on the pregame, we just got to get in the dub column. I don't care how they get it. I just need them to get it. Mission accomplished. Happy about that. Am I happy about how the season's going to go forward? Yeah, I'm still looking pretty positive going forward. But the big elephant in the room is this offense stinks, dude. They absolutely stink. Something's got to change. And I don't know if just getting back Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice is enough to change it, to be quite honest about it, because I thought the offensive line looked a bit shaky. So Mahomes was a bit fidgety, running out of the pocket. He's pump faking 15 times before he throws the ball 10 feet over Kelsey's head. I mean, things have just looked disheveled and weird. And I don't know, man. I'm kind of on the full whole, like, let the heads roll this week. Can we just go ahead and get rid of Matt Nagy midweek and just kind of...
Well, look, Jawan Taylor and Matt Nagy should be, like, literally, those two should just be packing their bags. I'm tired of it. I honestly, coming out of the game, I think our offense going forward is going to, like, it feels like they're closer. And I know a lot of people's like, oh, the defense played okay. But you guys still got to remember, that was an 0-2 Giants team that's complete ass with Russell Wilson as your quarterback.
Right. Well, I mean,
a rookie running back, a depleted offensive line, and they managed to put up basically 300 yards on us. 300 yards, 130 rushing yards, and we didn't have but 2 sacks, and both of those come late in the game in complete desperation. Okay, so it wasn't like we just completely dominated on the defense.
No, but I think they played good enough, right?
They played good enough, but it wasn't like they were freaking amazing. Like, I think we can cut.
How much better
out.
could the defense have played if the offense was actually playing football in the first half? I mean, you got to consider that too.
The positive on the defense and why we ended up winning the game is because we created turnovers. We had 2, and then we also stopped them on third down, which is something we haven't been able to do. I think they were 1 of 10 on third down efficiency. Thank you. That's what we needed. But as to say this was like a completely amazing game, hell no. It was Russell Wilson and a rookie and a depleted offensive line, and we got 2 sacks. Like, we've got to get after the quarterback. Charles Omenihu stinks. He didn't do nothing. He had zeros across the board. The only thing he had was an injury scare on the night. Like, that was his one stat line, was an injury scare. Like, come on. Like, we've got to get something generated there, because that's not going to hold up against Lamar Jackson. You put this defensive performance on the field with Lamar Jackson, and you're losing.
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
I mean,
just that simple.
I don't know. I understand where you're coming from, but I also don't know how you look at this game today and think that that's even a topic of discussion.
It's not. I'm just saying that people that think the defense was lights out might need to reassess, because
I think they were good. Like,
an
they were
0-3 Giants team that stinks.
Right. Hannah with the 2 bombs has benched Jawan for more, and I'm so done with this mofo. So here's the thing, dude. Like, I'm done with it too. Just go ahead and do it. I'm with you, Hannah. I'm all for it. But what is Collinsworth's obsession with Jawan Taylor? Can we take 2 seconds to talk about that? What did Jawan Taylor do to Chris Collinsworth?
I don't know. We knew it was going to happen. Look, they already had the graphic queued up. They haven't called that on Jawan Taylor literally in like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
That illegal formation was
but they
wild.
knew it was coming tonight, to the point where they had the graphic pulled up. So, look, I don't know. I think the offense, in my opinion, the offense looks stagnant. But at the same time, Jawan Taylor killed the drives a few times. Yeah, you're probably right. You probably should put more in. I just don't think Andy's ever going to do it. Like, if we don't see it after this week, I don't know if you're going to see it.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. We should have saw him probably midway through the game, to be quite honest about it. Ron with the 5 bomb says next week we definitely need to get Brashard Smith involved. He looked pretty good. So that was another thing we talked about, Mike. You said one thing that had to happen tonight, win, lose, draw, whatever it is, you wanted to see at least 5 touches from Brashard Smith. I think we got there. We might have actually got there. And you also said you wanted to see Robert Tonyan on the football field. He was out there. He didn't really get the ball. It wasn't anything crazy, but I did see him out on the football field. So, I mean, they hit a couple of things that you wanted to see happen. And like you said, the defense wasn't lights out. It wasn't fantastic, but they played good. I mean, they allowed 9 points. I mean, it's hard to – I understand their kicker – was injured, and they had a debacle with that in the beginning of the game.
They were going for it on 4th and wasn't
but I mean, still, I thought the defense held up great. They looked fine. Like nothing fantastic, but at the same time, they did their job. The offense did not do their job. The offense literally made me not want to watch football ever again in the first half. That's how bad it was.
I thought in the second half, they had found a little groove there, and man, it's just bad. Like, even in the first half, we get in the red zone, Andy's play calling comes out. You thought Brashard Smith had a lot of touches. He had 2. I mean, he got 2 touches, but he did have a few plays. Yes, he never ran the ball. He caught 2 passes. That's all he did.
Okay.
Or actually, he had 2 rushes. My bad. 2 rushes and didn't catch the ball. Yeah, I mean, they got him going. Big Bob was on the field for a few plays, but they did use Noah Gray a few times. I think he had 3 catches. I thought the running game looked a little better. I think what helped it is because Andy actually stuck to it a little bit more. I think they ended up having 22 carries between Smith, Hunt, and Pacheco. And if I'm not mistaken, I think even Nico Remigio got like a little end around play that he actually like was pretty dynamic on. What I will say with Pacheco is they actually done a few like counter plays and things to get him to the outside, get him to where he's not having to read so much and watch so much in a crowded field. Like get him out there and let him be able to see things from the outside. So, I mean, it looked okay, and I think Tyquan Thornton showed up pretty good today. Like, he did drop that one. That was a tough one, but he comes right back, makes another big play.
Right.
He should have had another one, and Mahomes missed him. He should have put that out in front of him on that one play.
Yeah.
And so Tyquan Thornton could have had a huge, huge day. I don't know what the deal was at first, though, with Mahomes. It kind of seemed like he was present. Like, he did want to go down the field, but do you remember the play where, like, he goes down the field, nothing's there. He checks down to Kelsey. Kelsey's wide open. He just refuses to throw him the ball, and then he just throws it behind him.
That's what I mentioned earlier, dude. It was some weird stuff. Like, Mahomes looked shaky as hell in that first half. He really did. And I don't know if it was some of the pressure that he was getting or what, but something was just off there. I mean, the two ridiculous backwards passes to Pacheco, the fact that Pacheco turned towards their own end zone behind the quarterback.
Yeah, Pacheco was lost.
I don't know what the hell he was doing, dude. Like, I think if there's a couple things apparent in this game, I think that it's Patrick Mahomes. We've got to figure the offensive line out. We've got to give him a little more comfort in the pocket because there is none for him. He literally scrambled his ass off.
And then late in the game, Kayvon Thibodeau just beat up Jawan Taylor on every other play. He was like putting him on his ass. Like, Jawan Taylor's become useless.
Kayvon Thibodeau also worked Josh Simmons all night long. So, I mean, it was from both sides.
One's a rookie and one's making a giant amount of money undeservingly.
Right,
so
all I'm saying is that Patrick Mahomes has got to find some comfort in that pocket. Whatever we got to do, we have to get him more comfortable to be able to do what he needs to do because I think that's a big part of it. In the first half, you watch, first of all, the play calling is complete ass. Like, I don't even know what they were attempting to do sometimes. But Mahomes is not comfortable in the pocket. So we got to figure that out. We got to figure out the offensive line thing. And I think it starts with benching Jawan Taylor and getting Jalen Moore out there, and we'll see how it goes from there. But the other thing that was apparent with this game is that Tyquan Thornton and Patrick Mahomes have some chemistry. Like, there's something there. Tyquan Thornton gets separation. Mahomes will throw him the ball. We've seen it for 3 weeks in a row now. This is an actual thing. It's now a trend, and I'm hoping it becomes a habit soon because I really like it. It's a good connection, and I think when Rashee Rice gets back and Xavier Worthy gets back and you still have this Tyquan Thornton wrinkle, then all of a sudden the pass game can look completely different, but it's got to start up front. They got to start blocking a little better.
Right. Well, it's not like if the Giants have a strong part of their entire team, it's their defensive line. It's their pass rushers. Brian Burns,
we knew that.
Abdul Carter, like Kayvon Thibodeau. These guys are good. Yeah. They drafted Darius Alexander. They got Dexter Lawrence. These guys are good up front. We knew this would maybe be a problem. Mahomes had to have attributed for this. This is also on the offensive coaches. You have to game plan for this. The ball needs to come out, needs to get you got to game plan for this kind of stuff. But that's New York's bread and butter is the pass rush.
Right.
It would seem. I wish we could match the pass rush intensity of what they got, but I just don't know if they're going to do it. I know Karlaftis ended up getting a sack. Jones got on the board for the first time this year. But like 2 sacks. And I think we hit the QB maybe 6 or 7 times. So, I mean, Karlaftis was working tonight. I will say that. Karlaftis had probably his best game of the year by far.
Don't know about that roughing the passer, though. That was a dumb decision.
Yeah, that was dumb. He took 2 steps. He probably should have let up on it. And, look, that's a brain fart, It's straight up. But I think Chris Jones, again, it was another mediocre game. We'll have to see how many times he got double and triple teamed, but we thought he was going to be able to eat, and he got after the quarterback 1 or 2 times tops.
He got stood up by Thomas a few times.
Again, I am telling you straight up, Charles Omenihu is like, I don't even know. This guy couldn't even be on the team right now, and we'd have just as much production. Mike Dana gave us just as much production this week as Charles Omenihu did.
And he was inactive.
It is out of control what this guy's bringing to the table. I think he did get on the board. I think he did have 1 solo tackle, so I take that back.
After the talking though, man, he might as well have been. Slug with the 2-bomb
pass rusher.
Slug says offense is herky-jerky bad. Totally agree. TGZ, been a member for 22 months now. Says Collinsworth had a vendetta tonight. The KC tight ends are the best at drawing flags by running into defenders. Patrick Mahomes looking to draw a penalty out of bounds. Yeah, dude, and don't forget his obsession with Jawan Taylor. Like every
Yeah.
time we're in some kind of a primetime game, Collinsworth is calling it, he will make a focal point out of Jawan Taylor. And to be honest about it, even on that illegal formation, I don't know if his head was that far back from the belt line of the center. I really don't. But either way, here nor there, Jawan Taylor don't need to be out there anyway because he couldn't block. So it is what it is. KT Lee with the 2 bombs says that maybe Andy and Kelsey's fight is a spark. Dude, I don't. Here's the thing, man. Kelsey's body language, trash. Mahomes' body language, trash. Like, these guys are frustrated. Both of them. Andy kind of popped off at Kelsey, if you really go back and watch it. And you don't really get that reaction out of Andy very often. But I think that, yeah, I do think that there's some fire there. And the reason why is these guys are frustrated. And I think it all boils down to this offense, like the scheme. It's the scheme. It's the play calling. It's so bad, dude. They're not even giving themselves chances. And that's why I said I wouldn't be I think it would be the best thing for the team if we saw Matt Nagy hit the bricks this week. And you know what? Even if it's not 100% Matt Nagy's fault, say Andy Reid has a big part of it, I don't care. I think you still have to do something. You got to hold somebody accountable. You have to make an example out of somebody. You got to do something here.
Andy Reid claims he calls the plays.
Well, dude, I wouldn't say that. If I was him, there's no way in hell I'd get up there and say
I don't know
that.
if I'd want
Even
to
if I
admit
did
that.
call those plays, I would blame it on Matt Nagy.
I think I'd be blaming Nagy too. But yeah, he says he does. I don't know what Nagy does within the offense. He's got to do something. There has to be something
It's
there
bad,
because
dude.
there's no other reason you would have a position of an offensive coordinator if he doesn't help install the game plan,
Right.
come up with the ideas. He may not call the plays immediately, but I bet you he does. I bet you he comes up with 3 or 4 plays per situation, and maybe Andy has a final say in it. I don't know. But the point is like the whole Nagy experiment is just getting out of control. Like I think he's like it. I don't see Andy getting rid of nobody 3-4 weeks in. I just don't see it. I don't see him getting rid of Nagy anyway after the season, but he needs to. He should have been gone before. Jawan Taylor, I don't know what you can do with this cat at this point. You overpaid him. We said they overpaid him when they did it, and people said we were negative. You got what you got. Okay. Then we were like, well, he makes a lot of penalties, but he's played decently solid. Well, he's not. He's regressed this year on penalties. He got a little better in year 2 over year 1, but year 3 looks like crap. So you've got to find something to do there. Nobody's going to want him on a trade. You can't cut him. I don't know what you do with Jawan Taylor at this point rather than just put him on the bench and eat the whole cap.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you just got to let it ride out and then get rid of him at the end of the season, right? Use him for a backup. Like if you have to have him in a pinch, put him in. Who knows? Hannah with the 2 says Pat's body language was crap. He's frustrated, 100%. That's what I was just talking about. I think it's pretty obvious. Like if you're watching it, Pat's not happy. Why would you be happy in that offense right now? Because, I mean, honestly, that first half performance was embarrassing. That was some of the worst football I think I've witnessed. I'm talking at any level of football. I mean, I think I've seen Pee Wee football in the last year that looked a little more orchestrated than that offense did in the first half. Hannah with another 2 says, can we give Juju props? He played well tonight. I thought Juju did step up to the plate, man. I thought he did some good things. There was that one ugly drop, but, I mean, otherwise, Juju had a couple of good plays. He seemed to be kind of where Mahomes goes for a security blanket now instead of Travis Kelce. Now, we did see him go to Kelce one time on 3rd down when you knew it was coming, but he did use Juju. So, I mean, props to Juju.
Juju was playing. I mean, I was going to say that he's playing that security blanket, that that leaky valve situation where when all plays goes wrong, he's just kind of looking for Juju. He's playing near the line of scrimmage. I'll say this: the Andy in our first drive, for example, I think it went 12 plays. It only covered 36 yards. Took 5 minutes, and we got 3 on the board. Andy's still struggling with the first 15, in my opinion. It don't look crisp. It doesn't look clean. It looks like I don't know if he's being outsmarted. Like, obviously, he's watching film of these guys, and he's like, this is what they like to do, and you play your first 15 off of that. I don't know if teams are just outsmarting him and being like, look, this is what Andy's going to do, so we're going to switch it up. I just don't know. But his first 15 doesn't look very good. We should have started off with 3 straight field goals, to be honest, but then Butker missed the 3rd one. Okay. So, I mean, it is what it is. We ended up getting another field goal. We had a punt. We only had 3 punts in the entire game, I guess. So I guess that's a positive. Butker left an extra point on the board, a field goal on the board. I don't know what's going on with Butker. We may need to talk about that because late in the season, this could cost us. It absolutely could cost us. And I don't know if it's Butker missing. I don't know if these problems kind of started last year with Matt Ariza. That's a new holder. I remember when Dustin Colquitt was talking about this guy holds bad, Tommy Townsend. But for some reason, now that Ariza's here, nobody said a word about the holder magically. It's just all on Butker. So I don't know where the problem is, but everybody needs to fix it. Tobe, fix it. Butker, fix it. Ariza, fix it. This is a problem. He left 4 points on the board today. That's a problem.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it's definitely something to worry about. But in the scheme of things, it's not exactly at the top of my list. So
I think it should be at the top of your list.
That's
offense
more
doesn't
concerning.
move.
That's more concerning to you than the offense?
Yes, because our offense doesn't move. Our defense does what they have to do. We play close games. 1 point, one missed field goal, one missed extra point, that cost us big time. Right. Now, when you get the offense together as a whole, I understand it. But in the meantime, we've got 3 or 4 more games without Rashee Rice. Get your kicker situation in order because you may need it.
Right. Yeah, we got 3 more games like this. Something else I wanted to bring up. Jalen Royals never saw the field tonight.
Yeah. This dude, knee tendonitis. He's out for 5 freaking weeks.
What are we
comes
doing?
Back. It's a positive. I mean, give him a round of applause. He stood on the sideline for 4 quarters and never had to sit down. He's really overcoming the knee tendonitis. Look, I don't know what they're doing. If they wasn't going to use this kid, put him on the IR and bring somebody else up that we can work with. Like, there were so many different ways to handle this. Andy and Nagy and all them are starting to regress on how they're playing their offensive weapons. We thought that maybe the Xavier Worthy and the Rashee Rice and everything was going to turn the page a little bit on how he viewed rookies, but it's not happening. Jared Wiley didn't even get a chance tonight. The coaches decided to scratch him before the game.
He was inactive, yeah.
Yeah, that was a coach's decision. So that was a draft pick last year or the year before that they're not going to use. Like, they're just not using these young kids. Brashard Smith should have been used a whole lot more tonight, in my opinion. This was a game to see what you had out of Brashard Smith. And when he touched the ball, I thought he'd done nice things.
Yeah.
So,
and he managed to get 8 snaps.
Right, so 8 snaps. So he didn't hit our 10-snap barrier. We wanted
Robert Tonyan did, however, hit 10 snaps on the
which
nose.
is wild because he didn't even get a look. He didn't get a target.
You also had 6 snaps from Jason Brownlee. And then also, I wasn't aware of this, but apparently there was 6 snaps for Jalen Moore and 3 for Caliendo.
I don't remember Caliendo. I don't remember seeing Caliendo, and I honestly don't remember seeing Jalen Moore.
I don't either, but
where did Jalen Moore come in and play? Behind Jawan?
That's what I wondered. That's the snap count I'm looking at, though. I can't tell you what the accuracy is of it, but that's what they have. But it did have Brashard Smith at 8, Robert Tonyan at 10. Noah Gray was out for 49 snaps to Kelsey's 53, so there's almost a 50-50 split on those two right now.
Man, we said that you have to get Noah Gray more involved, in my opinion, and I felt like they did that to a certain degree, and I thought he had actually made a catch earlier in the game, and of course it got wiped because they called something else, like a defensive whatever, so he didn't get credit for the catch. They just got the automatic first, so.
Right.
It is what it is. And look, I know a lot of people, even in the first, when I was raging about the defense, I'm not saying the defense played bad. I'm just saying that a lot of people was like, the defense played excellent tonight. Well, they really didn't, because they didn't own the trenches like they should have. The defensive line, besides George Karlaftis, I thought played very pedestrian. And then outside of that, I mean, Nick Bolton got his ass just completely trucked by Scattaboo right off the bat, but it woke him up a little bit.
Nick Bolton was all over the field.
Yeah,
though,
it woke him up, so congrats to that. I thought our safeties played a lot better. I thought our corners played a lot better. There was a lot of good flashes, but that defensive line is like the Achilles heel right now. Like, we thought it was going to be the daggone safeties, and the defensive line looks the worst out of everybody.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing, though. They won the turnover battle. That's something that they had to do. It's one of the first times in a while, actually.
Right.
So I'll take it, man. I'll take it. I'll take the defensive performance.
Which should have been very easy versus Russell Wilson.
You brought up Nick Bolton getting trucked one time, but I thought Nick Bolton played an excellent game. I thought he was all over the football field.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I don't know if was it really trucked. I mean, he got
Scattaboo just ran him right over.
Was it that bad?
He put belt to ass. Look, it woke Bolton up. Look, maybe every once in a while you need to get hit in the mouth. And I think Bolton
was it just me, or did you guys think that Scattaboo played with a concussion?
Does he play every game with a concussion? This dude runs like a
like
freight
as soon as he hit Nick Bolton and then he got hit on the next play, he just kept walking around like shaking his head, like looking out of it for like the longest time. But they kept giving him the ball.
Scatterboo's a dog, man. He'll go out and get you.
Yeah, speaking of dog Petter here with the 2 bombs says, ain't no bombs over Spag Dad. Go Chiefs. Yeah, man, I mean, thank God the defense played good, I suppose. We'll just put it that way. Hannah with the 5 bombs says Taekwon so far this season, 9 receptions, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's outplaying Hollywood Brown and solidifying himself as wide receiver 3. I think so, too. I mean, Taekwon looks really good. He's really fitting into this offense. He's one player on the football field that I feel like Patrick Mahomes trusts. He does. He will throw him the ball. He'll give him opportunities to make plays. And the reason why he'll do that is because if you notice, that last catch by Taekwon Thornton was crazy. Like, Mahomes put up a 50-50 ball, and he made something happen.
Dude,
That's what you
caught
have
that
to do.
other one for the touchdown. Like,
right,
it was close.
The thing about Hollywood, though, I actually don't – I think Hollywood could do more. I think Hollywood's got to get better at extending plays, getting open when plays are busted, getting open when Mahomes is rolling out of the pocket, because that has been when he's been getting the gist of what he's doing, right?
Did you think
it's
that
always
was
a
a
deep
penalty?
shot? Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah, every NFL fan in the world acting like that wasn't a penalty when he just rips Hollywood completely down on that play.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing they're trying to come out with, that the Chiefs, man, the NFL can't let the Chiefs lose.
Hey, man, you can't fix stupid, brother. You can't
Dude,
fix
that was
stupid.
the most obvious PI I ever seen. Like the other PI that they called him McDuffie there, that was a fumble.
Yeah.
Dude, it was a fumble or a drop on 4th down. And then the official, I said, it don't matter what it is. It's Chiefs ball. And he comes out and says, pass interference.
Dude, it's almost like they were like, just throw that out there. You know.
That was maybe one of the worst calls I'd ever seen, because I thought that was within 5 yards. He wasn't even holding him that much.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. That wasn't really pass interference, but whatever.
No,
appreciate the
not
5,
my
Hannah.
opinion.
Casey Moe with the 5 bombs says Pop's vision still better than the refs. Can't tell you how many times I was yelling at the TV. 100%, man. Like, I think the first half the refs were pretty bad too. So it's like, not only was it's hard to get mad at the refs when your offense sucks that much ass.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like they were trying to extend drives for the Giants. I noticed that too. I don't know if that's what they were actually doing, but that's what it felt like. Appreciate the 5, brother. Greg Goodwin with the 2 says fire all coaches except Spags. I think we'll keep Andy and Spags. The rest are up for debate.
A lot of people's really calling for Andy's job. Like, this
Don't-
is
hey,
a
look.
hot topic.
Look, let me just talk about this for
Yeah, I think it's a
Mike,
little
give me 30
premature
seconds on
that
this one. Give me 30 seconds
for
on this
it.
one. All right, guys. Look at me right here. If you're one of the we need to get rid of Andy people, stop. Stop what you're doing and listen to me. Okay? Do not make the same stupid ass mistake that the Philadelphia Eagles made with Andy. Yes, Andy can be annoying sometimes. Yes, he can beat his head into a wall because he's too stubborn. He doesn't like to run the ball. He sucks at clock management. But guess what? Andy Reid has won us 3 Super Bowls. Okay? That's 3 Super Bowls that you were never, ever going to see until Andy Reid came to Kansas City. Okay, now we're not going to run him out 1 year after losing a Super Bowl after winning 2 in a row just to suck for the next 15 years. Okay, it's not going to happen. That's wild. Just stop. Don't do it.
Are you done?
Yeah, I said 30 seconds. That was 30 seconds.
I'm getting a call from Andy. It's a text, actually. It said he's looking for a new PR guy. You got the job.
Brother, I mean, I should.
Congratulations.
Ron with the 5 bomb. Noah
Congrats.
Williams played well, but as an LSU fan, I had hope for Fulton. But oh well. Fulton's never going to play.
This guy.
That's where I'm at with it. Fulton is assists. He's never going to play. My fingernail broke this morning. I stumped my toe. I slept funny. My neck hurts. Like, he's never going to play. Noah Williams, however, get out there and play, and he's physical, and I like it. I do like it.
Noah Williams got called a lot tonight on things
some
that
petty
we
stuff.
knew Noah
Some
Williams
petty
would get
stuff,
called
though.
on. Did we not say, prepare yourself? If you thought Josh Williams was going to get penalties and you didn't like that, Noah Williams is going to get penalties. You better get used to it, because they play a physical style of football, and the NFL doesn't like that. The NFL likes high-scoring games. So they're gonna leave themselves up. Now, I will say both penalties probably should have been called. I think the one he was face guard, he was holding on for dear life on one of those.
Are you talking about Noah Williams?
Yeah, I think it was the very first one where they called PI.
They called
Like,
a
he was-
face mask on a little hands to the face thing. It was a little ticky-tacky.
Yeah, I think that one was, whatever. But the other one, boy, he's holding on. He's like a little 3-year-old getting yanked away from his mom on the first day of daycare. He's like, no,
I'm okay with it.
Don't let it.
I'm
But yeah,
okay
man,
with it.
look, they wanted to find a replacement for Josh Williams. You nailed it. Penalties and all, y'all have nailed it. Good job.
Yeah. No Williams is going to be good, though, I think. I really like the way he plays.
I like No Williams. I just said you got to be prepared. They're gonna call stuff on him. That's the way he plays.
Absolutely. Hannah with the 10 says, just want to say thanks for all the content. I'm calling it a night. Appreciate you, Hannah. Thank you for the support. We're going to have plenty of content coming up this week. So you guys enjoy that as well. But you have a good night, Hannah. Man, it was a wild game, bro. We're going to talk more and more about this. Right now, I'm just going to take a quick break and let you guys know. Do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're going to have tons of content coming out this week. We got some fun stuff in the works. Mike had a nice phone call with a fun guy. We got some stuff in the works. Could be a cool thing for All Chiefed Up. It could be. So we'll talk about that probably some this week, or maybe even work on something some this week. But we'll get to that. But we'll have the pod coming out, videos, all that stuff. So do us a favor, subscribe if you haven't. Also, you can join the All Chiefed Up crew, become a member, join.allchiefedup.com. Also, merch.allchiefedup.com. If you like any of the t-shirts you're seeing up at the top of the chat, you can go get one of those to help support the channel. All right, Mike, back at it, baby. What do we got as far as game ball tonight? Who are you going to give it to?
God, I don't even know. I think, game ball for offense, I think goes to Tyquan Thornton. I mean, yeah, you could give it to Mahomes, blah, blah, blah. But I would say because Mahomes missed him on that other one that he should.
I'm going Tyquan Thornton.
I'm giving it to Tyquan.
He's the only spark we had.
Yeah. And honestly, he almost caught that one that got in for his second touchdown of the night. I just think Tyquan Thornton is the guy on offense right now, which is really wild. It's pissing the Pats off. Pats fans everywhere.
Yeah.
But I thought he's played solid, man. He's played very solid. And again, I don't know what the chemistry is with Kelsey right now. I don't know why Hollywood. I think Hollywood's just playing a different position than what they envisioned him to do because of the whole Xavier Worthy being out, Rashee Rice being out. I think Hollywood's doing something there like he's not really comfortable doing. Yeah. It seems like he's playing way too close to the line or something for what you would want from Hollywood. But
I would also like to throw something else out right here. Tyquan Thornton for sure. Defensive side of the ball, I'm going with Trent McDuffie, brother. Malik Neighbors is a good receiver, and he was held to one catch.
Him all night?
Yes, one catch for 4 yards on 6 targets. Trent McDuffie is a unit, okay? He made a mistake last week. It happens. But, I mean, overall, McDuffie is literally just on everybody's hip, dude. He makes their life miserable. And I thought he had a really good game. Also, shout out Jalen Watson and Christian Roland Wallace with the interceptions, being at the right place at the right time. So I thought the defense looked pretty decent. Like you said, they didn't look spectacular, but at the same time, I thought they did their job. They did what they needed to do.
Yeah, I'm going to give my game ball on defense to George Karlaftis. 10 total tackles. He had 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss. He had a pass defended, and he had 4 QB hits. I mean, George was the entire defensive line tonight. It's as simple as that. If he was being pressured, it was George Karlaftis. Nobody else came to play. So I'm glad George woke up and accepted that he makes a lot of money now. Let's go earn that. But other than him, the rest of the defensive line, pretty pedestrian. And again, I thought Chris Jones was going to have a way better night. He comes out with 1 solo tackle, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. So kind of pedestrian on his.
Was that him that whiffed on that sack at the end where Russell just went under? Was that Chris Jones? Did you see that? Anyway, Revenant with the 2 bomb says, if our defense played like this against LA, do we win that game? Yes, I think so. Our defense against LA was atrocious. It was a bad game plan. As much as I love Spags, that was terrible.
The difference is the 3rd down conversions.
Absolutely. And why is there a difference? I bet you we played a lot less zone tonight than we played in that game against LA.
Possibly, yeah.
I'd almost bet it. I felt like we were in a lot more man coverage tonight. And that's a big difference. I mean, Spags defense, that's what we need. We don't need to be dropping into that zone shit. It's too soft. It's too easy to pick apart. And I just think it's crazy. It's a bad decision. But, yeah, I mean, our defense looked good against the Eagles. They looked good tonight. I mean, you have to think, man, if the defense would have showed up in the first week, they would have definitely won that game because they almost won it anyway. And then the Eagles game, that was literally a Kelsey drop pass away.
Wait,
So-
Boyd says Omar Norman Lott was the one that whiffed the sack.
Is that who it
That would
was?
have been nice.
Is that who it was?
Norman, if Omar Norman Lott would have got there again, 2 sacks in 2 weeks, that would have been pretty
I
sick.
thought he might, and I did think that Ashton Gelati created some good pressure a few times. I did see that.
Yeah.
He didn't get home or anything, but I seen him put some pressure on, so that was nice. Appreciate the 2, bub. And then Sammy Joe with a 2 says fumble recovery called a PI, which ref got bought. That was ridiculous. That was pretty wild.
I didn't like that call. I thought it was a little weak.
Yeah, weak.
I mean, it was just weak. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that was bad.
Nathan said when Omenihu got hurt, it immediately helped the defensive line.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, he's
got-
talked such a big game. And look, I don't want to write him off because he's been known to get streaky, maybe late in the year. Maybe he comes in handy in the playoffs. But for right now, this cat ain't doing nothing. He talks such a big game.
Has Charles Omenihu done anything since his first season?
I don't know, man.
He come
ain't
off
gonna-
that suspension.
Look,
He had
you
a
can't
pretty
dog
good
him too
season.
hard.
Can you not?
I mean, he'll probably try to fight you or something. I don't know.
He been working on that
It is
celebration a
what it
little bit
is.
too much. I don't know, man, but he ain't it. That's for sure. Randy with the 5 bomb says not drafting Sam Laporta still haunts me. Dude, I think that they missed out on. I mean, I wanted them to draft Trey McBride. I mean, we've been talking about since that far back, like, hey, you have to get a successor to Kelsey. And we like Noah Gray, but obviously they're not confident that he's Travis Kelsey's successor, or he would be getting used a lot more.
Yeah.
They gave him, they gave him that extension there, like the contract and everything. And I was like, well, maybe they're going to start using him a little bit more, and this was going to be it. But I don't think it is. I really don't think that's what they want to do. So it would have been nice. They passed up on a lot of good ones, Sam Laporta being one of them. But they passed up on a lot of good ones back in the few drafts. I mean, we saw one tonight that I thought we could have used, actually. Mike, you were big on Johnson from Penn State.
Yeah, Theo Johnson.
There was a couple. Dalton Kincaid. There are people banging the table for Dalton Kincaid. And, of course, he ended up in Buffalo. So I think there's a few they've passed on. But we'll see. I don't know, man. I'd like to see Kelsey get a little bit back to form. You see little bitty flashes of it. But something's off between him and Mahomes right now.
Man,
Do you not notice that?
Yeah, he's
Something's
just old.
off.
Kelsey's
that what
just
it
a
is?
little old. I just think that's what it is. I think Mahomes has kind of lost faith in him. He ain't gonna come out and say it, but I just don't think he trusts him as much as he usually did.
Well,
think he
I'll tell
sees
you
it.
what Kelsey is doing. He's like, so Shannon Sharp, like I said in the pregame, had called him out, said that he was just being lazy. And that's why he dropped that ball, because he didn't turn his head fast enough, because he was just being lazy, running a lazy route. I thought you saw some things flare up tonight. There were some blocks he didn't even attempt to make. There's lots of different things, man. I think he's really got to pick it up.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, though, look, it was a 22-9 win. We're on the board. Okay,
Hell
we're
yeah,
on
baby.
That's all you can ask for is we're on the
We
board.
got a dub.
Right, you got a dub, and there's nothing wrong with getting a win. A win in this league is hard to come by. We've seen it
Yeah.
this year. Pretty freaking
That's true.
hard. But what I will say is, at one point, you could tell why both of these teams were 0-2. It was ugly.
So
Again, the Chiefs' defense played better, but against that raggedy-ass offensive line, against old, washed-up, moonball Russell Wilson, and them playing a rookie running back for the first – he got his first start. I don't even know if he started. I think they may have started
Tyrone Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy.
Yeah.
And then he gets injured, and then they have to go to Scatterboot. And that's what I'm saying. Like, they had all that. And I'm telling you, besides their third down efficiency being complete trash, 1 out of 10, dude, they ran 61 plays to our 67, and they basically got 300 yards of offense. They had the same amount of yards per play as we did, 4.6. Russell Wilson was only 50 yards passing behind Mahomes. Okay. They allowed the same amount of sacks we did, 2 and 2. They rushed for 25 more yards than we did. Their average rushing was a full yard per rush more than we were. The only difference is Russell Wilson threw 2 picks. Like, we won this game because Russell Wilson done what Russell Wilson does and got the pick, which is why we say the turnover battle is so key in the NFL. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not taking nothing away from the win. Wins are wins. But at the end of the day, we didn't play that much better than this team. And this team that we saw with the New York Giants is complete ass. So we're just a level above ass, okay? We've got to get it better. This team's got to get back to work. Baltimore's going to rip us one if we don't come out and play because they're fighting for – dude, it's every team's Super Bowl. But we knocked the Ravens out of their last playoff appearance. Well, not last year, but the year before. We beat them by that hill on the line thing last year to open the game up. They're going to be out to beat us and think that this is their Super Bowl. You know how they're going to play. So we're going to have to come out and play a very, very good game to beat the Ravens.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, man. But I think this, just getting in the win column, I think is a good start
It's big.
To making that happen because, now you get a little bit of momentum going your way. Maybe you can get in there and win that game, and then things might start looking a lot better because then you're 2-2. You're 2 games away from having a healthy roster on the offensive side of the ball. Some of that scheme's got to change, though.
Matty Matt in the comments says, isn't that the first win at MetLife versus the Giants? We've won at MetLife playing the Jets, but yes, that is the first time in franchise history we've beat the Giants on the road.
Yeah.
Wild.
Shout out Revenant with the 2 bomb here. Says Rice 1, Worthy 2, and healthy Tyquan Thornton would be 3.
That's a good top 3.
That's
with
great.
Juju playing a little 4 and maybe
I'd love
Jalen
to see
Royals.
Jalen Royals get out there and play some football.
Yeah, would be nice, man.
That one's still blowing my mind a little bit. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there, but I think everybody's curious to see what is going on. Mike, one real quick thing before we start talking about some things that the Chiefs need to work on, which we're going to be talking about that a lot this week. But you know what my favorite part of the game was? Not because it was kind of the game sealer, but just because it was hilarious to me.
What?
So when Tyquan Thornton didn't catch the first ball, and they went to him again the next play, and he caught it, and he was down under the, and you just saw the arm come up. He said, "I got it this time."
He said, "Party!
I got it this time, baby."
Hey, never in doubt. Never in doubt. I thought he caught the first one. Then they showed the replay. I said, "Hey, he dropped it." But
I gotta find a picture of that. That was great,
dude. I thought it was pretty hilarious. Like I want to say it was the first drive of the game. I was on X just tweeting stuff, and I was like, when the Chiefs pass the 50, man, you take a shot to Thornton. I didn't even get the thing completely sent, and they take a shot to Thornton. And I'm just like, dude.
Here it is.
Yeah, there it is. He said, should I make that the cover of the short that I'm gonna do about
it's so
the game?
funny. Hey, let's just take a look at let's just scroll down the Chiefs echo chamber real quick. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's see what people are saying.
Well, this isn't the echo chamber, but this is a lot of the people that are involved. So that was Kent Swanson that actually put up the picture that I was looking for. So shout out
That's funny.
Kent Swanson. Chiefs Blitz says, can't be the only person thinking Isaiah Pacheco and Jalen Moore, or Jawan Taylor, I don't know why I said Jalen Moore, need benching, right?
I don't think, look, Pacheco played, didn't he do just as well as, I thought Pacheco actually looked better tonight. Yeah, he was 10 carries, 45 yards. Kareem Hunt was 10 for 34.
Hunt still looked better.
Hunt he also averaged 1.1 yards per carry more on average. Now, I do know Pacheco screwed up a lot in that passing game and this and that, and I do still think Hunt is RB1. I just don't know if I want to bench either one of them. I just kind of want to give Brashard Smith more carries.
Right, and then we got Aaron Ladd here. He says, Butker got to get back to the lab. Something's off.
Hey, congrats, Aaron Ladd.
That's a big one, I think. And then we got Birdlaw, who said, thank God Travis Kelce isn't alive to see this one. So
what?
I think that's just pointing out that he's non-existent, right?
I guess so, man. What's wrong with these people out here?
It was crazy, man. Super excited to be in the dub column, though. I mean, you
got
to take the win. You got to take the win. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff to be concerned about, and I'm sure we'll dive deep into it this week. But just off the top of your head, man, like I'm gonna go. The biggest concern I have for this football team is play calling and discipline, coaching, execution.
If that's where you want to go on offense, my biggest concern right now. Besides that, because that is a concern, but I do believe a little bit of that is Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, and I know you can't keep making that excuse.
I don't know if that's it though. That's the thing. I think tonight I've been thinking that, but then after I watched tonight's performance, I was like, I don't know if this would be any better with either of those two on the field.
It absolutely may not be, but if something tells me if Rashee Rice was still on this field, Patrick Mahomes would have more confidence. He'd pepper him a lot more, and we'd be moving the rock.
I would hope so.
I feel like it'd be a little easier, and it may even help Kelce a little bit more. And then when you take Worthy off the field, that's a speed demon, and we just missed him. Dude, my biggest concern, and I'm telling you, and I've had this for 2 years, and people think I'm crazy, we've got to get a pass rush.
No, that's legit.
Dude, it is non-frickin' existent. I
That's
love Chris
legit.
Jones, but he's not getting home. And if he's getting doubled and tripled, so be it. George has got to win more. Tonight he won more. But he's got to have some help over on the other end, man.
Man,
And
you know,
going out and getting Derek Nottie, again, I wouldn't have Nottie over Mike Pinnell. I still don't. We're 3 weeks in, and Derek Nottie has done nada. That's what he's done.
Derek Nottie stinks.
He's horrible.
He stinks.
Neither, I don't want to say it, but he's pretty much trash at his job. And we said this, and we were like, oh, thank God we got rid of him, and then we're going to go give up draft capital to get him back.
It's like McCall Hardman Part
that
2, brother.
made no sense, dude.
Yep. Brent says he thinks fans are romanticizing Rashee Rice's return. He's not Justin Jefferson or Jamar. He won't magically fix this offense. So I'm kind of on the fence about that because I'm kind of with what Mike said. I do think if he was on the field, he'd probably get hit with some quick passes here and there, maybe get Mahomes in a rhythm, get him a little bit more confidence. So I absolutely think he is going to help the offense. Now, is it going to be the magic bullet that people are hoping it is? I don't know about that. I still think that we've got to call a whole different offense. Like whatever packages Andy Reid's been using in these first 3 games, it's almost like you might as well take them things and throw them in the trash. Because, I mean, it looks so bad. It's like it's not smooth. Mike, you pointed out pregame his first 15s have looked really bad, and they still did today. So it's like something's got to change on that offensive game planning. Look, this is something I would have never said a year ago. If for some reason Matt Nagy was gone and Eric Bieniemy was in midweek, I'd be happy. I'd be happy about it.
Yeah. You've always kind of been on the side that Nagy can't be fully to blame because Andy does call the plays, or at least he says he does.
Well, right, but I'm at the point now to where it's like, I want to know. Like, I'm tired of speculating. So go ahead and get rid of his ass and bring back the enemy. Let's see if anything changes.
Yeah, I think we deserve to know. Is it really Nagy? Should we get should he just call in next week and let somebody else do it?
Or you know what? You don't even have to get rid of Nagy. You don't have to fire him. You don't have to do anything but demote him. Put him back with the quarterbacks. He was fine as a quarterback coach. Put him back there. Bring back the enemy. Mike, there's a couple other guys that we could consider for offensive coordinator that are out there. Go get Ken Dorsey, the guy that used to be at Buffalo. Like, I don't know anybody. Yeah, it's something that Andy Reid could just do something different with. I don't know.
Did you like that did you see where the Russell Wilson and the Giants come out running like a freaking wing tee? Did you see that early in the game?
Mike, we did that on a 4th down last week.
What in the heck? I don't know what's going on, man. These guys are really digging in their bag lately. But
we did that last week on a 4th down and gave the Eagles the ball on our 30-yard line.
Yeah, here's what I'll say about Rashee Rice. He's not Justin Jefferson. He's not Jamar Chase. He's not that guy. But for Kansas City's offense, I think he was becoming that guy.
I do
too. For Mahomes, he's the closest that Mahomes has ever had to having that guy, besides Tyreek and whatever. But
I brought up
the last few years, he's it.
I brought up this last season, and I know it was a excuse me, it was a small sample size because he got hurt in week 4, right? But his stats,
he was on pace. He was leading
his
everybody.
Stats that he had. Let's just say he kept the same pace throughout the rest of the season and actually was healthy, and he kept the same pace he had in the first 3 weeks of the season. He would have landed between Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson in receptions and yardage. So, I mean, I understand. I get where Brent's coming from here, so I'm not talking trash on what he had to say because I think that's a valid point.
No, 100%. I get it. He's not the magical fix-all.
But, I mean, he
But you
is
know
very,
what he
very
does
good.
differently? We don't have a guy right now that will go over the middle of the field, catch the ball, and rip off some chunk plays. We've seen that a little bit tonight with Juju. And that is what that allowed. Mm-hmm. But now put Rashee Rice out there, and you got to threat every down. And Rashee Rice is way better than Juju ever thought about being. At least now.
Do you think it's kind of odd? We also mentioned that you got to get the ball into the hands of your playmakers quick. You got to alleviate that pass rush, right? I mean, if they're getting pressure on your quarterback, the best thing you can do is get the ball out quicker. But that's not what we do. We always turn into Mahomes, Houdini your way out, and try to launch the ball down the field.
Houdini?
Instead of getting rid of the ball quicker. Okay, but we did see that a couple times tonight, but they went to Juju and let Juju create after the play, which shout out Juju, did a fantastic job. But why are you not using Hollywood Brown to do that? Like a guy with blazing speed. Why aren't we getting him the ball early in space and letting him work?
Well, he don't want to get hit.
I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like you could chunk off some plays that way.
Here's what I want to know, and this will solve the whole debate. I don't know who called the play, but who called the frickin' tight end screen to Travis Kelce? Because that guy needs to be fired.
Dude, I think
we can all agree on that.
So this is funny. So my fiance, she watches football with me, but she doesn't know a whole lot about football, right? They ran that screenplay to Travis Kelce, and I threw a fit.
Everybody can agree.
I threw a fit, and she was like, well, shouldn't he be able to do that if he's an NFL player? And I was like, well, he's also 36. And sometimes you got to know your guy's limitations. Yeah. And she was like,
shut up.
Well, she agreed after I explained it. But her first reaction was like, shouldn't he be able to, get away from something, No,
well,
he's just old and slow.
Why don't you run it with like Noah Gray or somebody? He's got to be a little bit quicker.
Dude, it's funny you brought that up, though, by the way, because I laughed at that play.
Lucky Croc with a 10. He says, D will keep improving. Receivers returning will help open the playbook to the right pages. Still a big mountain to climb, 100% there. But I think we can do it. Let's get hot approaching playoff time. Yeah. Oh, I ain't even going to say it, Lucky. Listen, this is the thing. You're right. I want to get hot playoff time. But you got to be very careful stumping your toe over and over throughout, because I do believe the Chargers are going to probably hold it together a little bit better this year than they ever did. Whoa. And if you start losing 4 or 5 games, you're not hosting, you're not winning, and now you got to win. You're begging for wild cards at this point. And if you think about it, you've lost to a divisional rival that's right there going to battle you. So they would even have a wild card game up on you now if it came to that, which it wouldn't come to that because they would just win the division outright. But you're getting ready to play the Ravens. That's going to be a big one come seeding time, or maybe even wild card time. Do you realize whoever loses this Chiefs-Ravens matchup is going to go to 1-3? Who would have ever thought that was going to happen?
That's wild.
So it's tough. The Ravens are going to be out for blood, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a knockdown drag out, and the Chiefs better come out prepared to not only get smacked in the mouth, but smack somebody in the mouth themselves.
Well, you think Scam Cataboo was going to do it? What do you think Derrick Henry's going to do? That's his new name.
Yeah.
But Derrick Henry's going to romp you, right? In all seriousness, if you can't stop Cam Scataboo, what are you going to do with Derrick? And I understand, we've had success against Derrick Henry in the past. Nick Bolton might be his father, but
yeah, dude, Scataboo had 10 carries for 60. He had a 6-yard average. Now, he only had a long of 13. I think that was the touchdown run because he had a touchdown. But other than that, man, I mean, we didn't play the run horribly, but Tyrone Tracy had 7 carries for 29. Russell got out of the pocket for about 30 yards. Devin Singletary was 4 for 11. They did okay versus the run. But at the end of the night, if you're averaging, with that backfield, you're giving them 4.8 per carry and allowing 130 yards. That doesn't look good for a team like the Ravens, whose identity is we're going to push it down your throat.
Right.
And again, we don't have Big Mike Pennell. We've got Derek Nottie.
Right. But, Lucky Croc, I'm right there with you. I do think that the Chiefs, they're still not in a bad position. Even at 1-2, you're still not in a bad position. If you could go out and get a dub against the Ravens team next week, who's actually good, you can't even make the excuse oh, well, they suck. It's the Giants. They suck. Go out and get a win against the Ravens, right? That's going to instill a little bit more confidence. That also gets you back to 500, right? And then you've got 2 more games until you might be at full health on offense. Okay? And maybe that playbook does open up. Maybe it starts looking a little bit different. I don't know. But I think that you got to tread water until then. One thing you can't do is go out and get beat next week and let that affect you in the 2 games leading up to the Rashee Rice return.
Well, look, now that we've won this game, and this is why it was so important, you're now at 1-2. Now, look, the percentages change now. So, if you were 0-3, you had a 2% chance of getting into the playoffs. But if you're 1-3, I think it's way higher than that. There's been a lot more teams at 1-3 to be able to turn it around than 0-3 or 0-4, right? So just getting the win does help a little bit. At least you're in the win column. We do have things trending our way. Maybe Worthy gets back next week. Maybe Royals can get on the field next week. Rashee Rice is back in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They got Big Bob in the game plan a little bit more. They got Brashard Smith. So maybe it's trucking along. The offensive line looked okay at times. But look, seriously, our worst part of the offensive line today was literally Jawan Taylor.
Yeah.
Just mental mistakes. Because, I mean, Josh Simmons got beat at one point. They hit him with a hold. But he played pretty decently solid, I think, for the rest of the night.
Kayvon Thibodeau got him pretty good.
I mean,
the
he
first
did,
half.
but...
So, I mean, but
that's
that's
expected.
okay. That's
Yeah.
okay. That was his welcome to the NFL moment
Yeah.
because, he's been pretty good so far. Even against the Eagles, I thought he had a damn good game. This was the first game where I really thought I saw him struggle a bit. And that's okay.
Well, rightfully so, man.
That's going to
That
happen.
is a great defensive line.
Exactly. It's going to happen. They got to take their lumps and you got to let them do it. And it just is what it is. But one thing I want to say before I keep going on with the chat is I think that this season there's a very realistic possibility that we may see the Chiefs enter the playoffs as a wild card and have to go at it that route. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I think you have to. But, and here's the thing Mahomes, he won a Super Bowl as a 1 seed. They said he couldn't go on the road and do it. He can't win on the road. He went through a gauntlet on the road and won the Super Bowl. One thing he hasn't done is win a Super Bowl from a wild card. So if that is what our fate is being a wild card playoff team, I'm okay with it. Because I think Patrick Mahomes will step up to the plate and see that as a challenge. Right?
Yeah, me too. We just got to get there. We got to get there. But I think there's a difference between getting there and stumbling into it or getting there and getting hot at the right time than just stumbling at the gate and tripping over our own feet.
Yeah.
And not
I
even
would
getting
much
there.
rather, be in control of my own destiny by winning the division.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because if you start playing that wild card route, your playoff eligibility is affected by everyone around you. Like you have to have a lot of luck fall your way to get
you
those
can't
wild card
control your-
spots. Sometimes
I want to control my own destiny, and you
Exactly.
do that by winning that division.
Yeah. Terry with the 5 bomb says Mahomes, Chris, and Thornton got game balls. Ravens next. Chances of a dub and win his Rice back. So Mahomes, Thornton, game balls. I'm assuming you're talking about Chris Jones. I went with McDuffie. I thought the way he shut down Malik Neighbors was fantastic. So the Ravens next, the chance of winning the Ravens game, I think it's still 50-50. I think it's a coin toss. Like normally our defense plays pretty well against Lamar. Spags seems to have his number, really. Like usually we have a pretty good game plan. We can contain him pretty well. It's all about this offense, man. To me, you've got to put points on the board. You can't rely completely on Butker, especially when he's out there in a funk of his own.
Yeah.
And there was a point tonight where I thought, do you remember like years ago we went to a Cincinnati Bengals game and it was the most boring game we ever watched and Cairo Santos had 7 field goals or 8 field goals, something crazy, 9 maybe? I think it 9. I think it was 27 points off of field goals. I thought we were going to see something stupid like that tonight for a little while.
It felt like it, didn't it?
You know what's funny is I put in I had like a few bucks on FanDuel, so I put in a couple of first touchdown scorer bets, and I literally it took forever for that to happen, right? And it ended up being scam. Isn't that crazy? That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Appreciate the 5, Terry, and then we got Chief DeLorean, been a member for 12 months now. Says sign Alvin Kamara? ? So you'd have to trade for him, right? And I would do it. I don't think Alvin Kamara would be in the backfield, 3 yards behind the quarterback, turning to his left. I don't think we'd see that.
You would hope so you would hope so. This is the thing about that whole entire situation. Look, Pacheco was in front of his family, so of course he got a little frustrated. Things weren't going his way early.
He threw a live ball.
Yeah. Bro throws I mean, come on. But yeah, dude, Kareem Hunt, Andy Reid run the ball 3 times in the first quarter. They all went to Kareem Hunt. So I felt like Pacheco was pressing right off the bat, and they probably was like, look, get over here and chill out. But, dude, Pacheco, look, he's making the argument against himself as to why the Chiefs need to re-sign him back at the end of the year. Like, in my opinion, like he's digging himself a deeper hole if he wants to stay with the Chiefs for long term.
Well,
because he's just not getting it together.
Well, here's the thing, and the Chiefs are bad about doing this, but I think they're trying to fit the square peg into the round hole with Isaiah Pacheco. That's all there is to it. And he couldn't put a square hole or a square peg through a square hole. He couldn't do it because he can't see it, right? But here's the thing. Here's what Pacheco's good at. Getting to the edge. Mike, you mentioned it earlier. Why are they not doing some halfback tosses to him or some little screen pass, something to get him out to the edge? Because we did see that happen twice tonight. There was one pass to him that went for positive yards, and that counter play was very nice as well. You got to get him to the edge.
I wasn't surprised by it.
If you put him between the tackles, you're not going to get much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sometimes he does look good. I thought tonight he looked good at times. Between the tackles. But, I mean, for the most part, big picture, if you want to get the most out of Isaiah Pacheco, it is not running between the tackles. It's just not.
No, he ran hard tonight. It wasn't that his vision was any better. It was just that the Giants wasn't tackling very well. And, but look, man, shout out to our boy Swayze Bozeman, too.
Yeah.
Did you notice Swayze got to play a lot tonight?
He made a really good play there when we were in the red zone. And it was funny because I had mixed feelings about the play because, like, I was like, damn. And then at the same time, I was like, good job, Swayze. Show him what you got.
I mean, I'm proud of him, man. And, Chris Collinsworth
got some speed,
didn't even get his last name properly correct.
What do you say?
He didn't call him Bozeman. He called him Borman or something weird, dude.
I thought I heard him say Bozeman. I thought I heard.
No, there was rewatch it. It was sometime in maybe the third quarter. He said completely wrong.
He got some speed. It's nice to see him getting some playing time over there.
I liked Swayze. I thought Swayze could have done well here, and I actually thought he probably should have played more than what we seen Christensen and all them play last year. But
yeah,
you seen where Andy and them like to hard-headedly continue to go.
Yep. Shout out Swayze, the ex-Chief. Been here on All Chiefed Up. Good guy. Good to see him doing big things. Slamming Sammy Joe with the 2 bomb says Ravens are different. They pass to open up the run. Is that how they do it? Like I mean, you might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong, Sammy, but like in my head, I feel like the Ravens just run the ball a lot, like all the time. And then every once in a while, you'll get that, mid to deep pass that
Lamar Jackson over the middle kind of pass.
Mm-hmm, you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like he floats it.
Oh yeah, somebody will be open.
Yeah, we just can't let their tight ends kill us because that's one weakness we have against that team. Usually, like we do a good job of keeping the run game in check, but we'll let their tight ends eat us alive. So we got to figure that out.
Is Isaiah likely back?
I don't know. I don't keep up with the Ravens.
Point, so
I don't keep up with them whatsoever.
This week, man. Let's hope that. I don't want to wish injury on nobody, but if he's out, let's hope he don't want to come back this week.
Is that what you were?
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what you were getting ready to do?
No, I was just saying if he's out, I just don't want him to come back. But if he's already back, I don't want to wish an injury. But I'm saying if he's missed all this game and he's like, like Andrew Thomas tried tonight. He tried his best with that Liz Frank injury to get back tonight versus the Chiefs, and he didn't even get to play the whole game because he re-injured it or something.
Who's Liz Frank?
He rushed himself back because the Chiefs that's the Super Bowl to everybody. So everybody's begging, to get back in it, and they're hurting themselves and everything. So.
Well, you know what I have to say to Andrew Thomas and Liz Frank?
I think at the second, suck it. We got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Sorry, I didn't realize you were making a point, but I played the second.
I don't care. It wasn't that much of a point anyway.
Nostradamus points out that the Ravens got D-Hop. That'll be interesting to see, right? Ray says, or Zay Flowers. Yeah, we let Zay Flowers eat us up sometimes. Was he not playing the last game we played him? I feel like he was out.
Maybe. I remember Isaiah Likely kind of tore into us last time.
I think Zay Flowers was out at the beginning of last year, if I'm not mistaken. But the AFC Championship game, he was tearing us up.
Yeah.
With Jarius Sneed. That's the last time I've seen him, besides on a milk carton in Tennessee.
Dude,
punching that ball
downfall
out.
Needs to be studied, bro.
Dude.
It's just because the franchise you play for.
I don't how many times we tell everybody that?
Okay, here's the thing. I know we're looking forward, but against the Lions, this is the report for the Ravens. Isaiah Likely is out. He was limited in practice all week, though, which means that if he's out, he could be scheduled to try to get back versus the Chiefs. Now, Matabuke with a neck injury, didn't practice all week, and they ruled him out. So that would be kind of crazy if he got back for the Chiefs, coming off a neck injury, not practicing a single time. And then Kyle Van Noy with a hammy missed all week and is out. So it is possible Nate Wiggins with a groin injury did not practice and had a couple limiteds, and he's unspecified whether he'll play tomorrow. That also includes Marlon Humphrey with a groin. So you've got Humphrey and Wiggins, their corners with a groin. You've got Isaiah Likely out. Nnamdi Matabuke, the pass rusher up the middle, is out. Patrick Ricard, their fullback, is out with a calf injury. That's big when you're a running team. And Kyle Van Noy. So I tell you, it looks like Baltimore's taking a lot of L's due to some injuries.
Oh, yeah.
So
they have.
You know, I don't want to wish any more injuries on them, but maybe the guys that are injured just don't get healthy quick enough to get back in week 4. I don't know.
Right. So let's kind of put things into perspective real quick before we wrap it up. Once again, got in the dub column. That was the main thing that mattered. Now let's take a look at what's the first goal every year for Andy Reid football team? Win your division.
Win the division.
Right now, the Chargers are at the top, 3-0, and then the rest of the teams are sitting at 1-2. Right. So not exactly where you wanted to be as the Kansas City Chiefs, but that's where you're at. Right now, going forward. We got a tough schedule ahead of us, right? And until we get Rashee Rice back, we might suffer another loss or two. It's just a big possibility. We'll just have to see. But and that's obviously we're not going to be perfect even when we get Rice back. So keep that in mind. Now the Chargers, on the other hand, let's take a look at their schedule real quick, Mike. They got the Giants coming up next week. Okay, then they go to the Commanders, who have been atrocious this season. Then they go to the Dolphins.
They suck.
Okay, so they might be sitting at 6-0 very easily, right? And then they go play. They play the Colts in Los Angeles. They play the Vikings in Los Angeles.
The Colts game's going to be tough because that dude that writes the songs, this is our Colts. If he writes a banger that week, Colts pull the upset off.
Yeah, well, is it even an upset at this point? Because the Colts are 3-0 too, and Daniel Jones is out there slanging it.
And for some reason, I can't take them seriously.
I don't think that's going to hold up.
I can't take a Colts.
But they got the Colts, they got the Vikings, they got the Titans. I mean, they don't have a tough schedule. They really don't. And then it gets a little bit tougher after that. They got the Steelers November 9th, and then it goes on to them in Jacksonville. Then they get back to the division, play the Raiders. But they also have the Eagles. And then they play the Chiefs again on December 14th. They will play the Cowboys, the Texans, and the Broncos to wrap up their season. So, dude, the Chiefs got some work cut out for them. We're going to need the Chargers to charger 100%.
Absolutely.
And we're going to need the Chiefs to really turn it on, or it could be a wild card type thing.
Yep. Hey, man, 590 plus in here. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's get the likes going out really, really hard. If you caught it late, you can recatch the replay tomorrow. Do that. Also, on the community tab, we posted up a thing. We want to hear your questions, your comments, your concerns on this game going into week 4 versus the Ravens, or something, a question about this game or a concern or a comment about this game. That's already up right now. Go over and do that. Put that on there. Me and Steve's going to pick a few in the morning. We're going to address it. We'll have that video out for you tomorrow evening. So look for that. We'll have our podcast out on Tuesday, as usual. That's available on all platforms and YouTube. If you're one of these 588 and you're not a subscriber yet, hit the subscribe button as well. Yeah, we'd appreciate that. We're so close to 50K. But, Steve, look, it's been a good night. I think you can talk to your blue in the face, but we've got a full week of talking about this. So,
absolutely.
I think we let everybody just sleep on it. You guys get your questions and stuff in. We're going to sleep on it. We're going to get up tomorrow. We're going to research these questions. We're going to do a good job of trying to answer them for you or address your comments. And man, this is going to be a tough week. It's not a must win, but I feel like for a psyche advantage, I want it to be a must win. I feel like if you play with a little bit of something behind you, you play a little tougher.
Right. I just want to see the Chiefs take a step in the right direction. No matter what the outcome of that game is, I want to see them looking better. And that was the thing. And from week 1 to week 2, I saw a big improvement. From week 2 to week 3, I did not. So even though we got the dub, I still want to see more from this team. I want to see some more discipline. I want to see some more execution. End of story. Hopefully we can see that this coming week. But yeah, like Mike said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, because we've got a lot of content coming out this week. Also, you guys hit that like button on the way out. There was over 600 of you at one time.
And we're only at 160
Yeah,
likes.
we got to do better.
That
than
is
that, guys.
maybe the
Help your
weakest
boys
ass.
out.
Hey, that's the weakest ass like game I've ever seen. So look,
Right.
take 1 second.
Is Matt
to hit
Nagy
like.
calling your all's freaking like game?
He is. He's like, fumble. Jawan Taylor, false start. Couldn't get it together. Hit the like button, daggone it.
Just do it. We'll see you next time. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Wow.